Hey y'all, what's up? How y'all doing? Welcome back to 7 Days of Daily Growth with Nay. What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? I had a great day. I really did. But when I got out of work, I just started feeling very weird. I don't know how to explain it, but I've just been feeling like very weird since I got out of work. I don't know, y'all, but bear with me because I really feel like this one is going to be a quick one tonight too. So it's week 4. It's day 6, Friday. Fridays are for health, healthy topics, healthy habits. And I think I mentioned before, I felt a huge need to add this type of content to my channel. And I think I've told you guys that I might not always can relate to the health topic, but I just feel like it needs to be said. It's a part of healing. Knowing certain facts and, being able to identify with certain health issues, mental health issues especially, it might help you guys really truly look into getting some help. I don't want that to sound bad at all because it's not. Hello. I've been to therapy, was on my way to go see a psychiatrist, but the appointment never happened. Plan to go back to therapy this fall and see where I'm at, but I really don't feel like I will need to take a visit to the psychiatrist this time. Probably just need my therapist. That's it. Somebody to talk to. Because, I've healed myself, really. I worked through a lot of stuff myself over the past year and a half. So I don't feel like that'll be a step I need to take unless my anxiety kind of worsens, but I feel like I can be able to work through it. So I am going to hold this today because it has a lot of information. Not really a lot because there's much more to say, but there's a lot written up here and I don't have time to keep turning around or squinting. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And like I said, y'all, I've been feeling really weird since I got off work. So just bear with me, please, as I get through this. I promise to not make it long because at this point, I just feel like I need to lay down. So, today's topic for Fridays, and again, like I said, I really felt like this type of content on my channel was definitely important to a life journey, to a journey of healing yourself. It's important to know, do not feel like you're crazy. Do not feel like what you hear about it is crazy, or, oh, this is just for, other people, like, other races, particularly, like, I'm trying to not, like, because I'm not, like, racist or anything. I really ain't. I'm not one of those people. But, a lot of stuff we feel like are for white people. Like, we don't, as black people, as African Americans, we sometimes feel like stuff isn't for us. Like, what? It don't make sense. No. It's for us just as much as it is for them. And I kind of got that thought today when I was working on my board, transferring information, and I was looking at support groups, and I'm just laughing at myself, and I'm just thinking, like, black people aren't gonna join no support group. But I feel like it's because it's a conditioned thought to think that therapy and support groups and actually going to get help for your problems and your issues is not something you do until you're so low that the only thing you can do is go get some help. Or like if you find yourself in trouble and they make you go and get they make you go, sorry, I'm trying to make sure like my boob doesn't slip out, honestly. But like I was saying, like if you get in trouble and they make you go to like AA or a self-help group or support group, whatever. I don't know too much about it, but I know those things are out there, and I don't want you guys to wait till it's too late, until you're really crashed out or get yourself into trouble. Like, for example, driving drunk, and because you got a problem, because I ain't gonna lie, I drove drunk a couple of times, but I'm not an alcoholic, so you know what I'm saying? So don't wait until it's too late. If you know you have a problem with something, then go find help, go seek help, and don't allow nobody else's opinion for you trying to better yourself, for you trying to be more healthy, to stop you. If you need help, go seek it out and find help that works for you. You don't have to just go find random help and get you anybody, because some people aren't really out here trying to help people for real. They just got a job to do. Some people don't even like what they do as professionals. They just got a job to do. So find somebody that really, really loves their job and is really passionate, or people, because if you go to like support groups, there's more than one person that work there. Find those things that fit you, where you feel comfortable and at home, and that you're really getting the help you need. So today's health topic is PTSD. PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder, and I almost forgot. I was like, what's the S? But post-traumatic stress disorder. When a person has PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, then this person has difficulty recovering after experiencing or witnessing a terrifying event. So you can either experience it or witness it, actually see it, and that can cause post-traumatic stress disorder. And on Fridays, I give you guys between 4 or 5 facts, or just some knowledge, just dropping some knowledge about it, and then how you can get support or cope with what you have going on. I had to take a pause and drink some water, and just ask God to give me the strength to really get through this video, y'all, because I really got to get through it. So anyways, the first point: PTSD can last months or years, with triggers that can bring back memories of the trauma, accompanied by intense emotional and physical reactions. So PTSD can last forever. It can last forever. It can last up to months or years that you could experience PTSD. And then, as it's written here, PTSD comes with you being triggered. Like, you can be triggered at any time by whatever you witness or experience. At any time you could be triggered. So example, it might not be what you went through, but you might see it again somewhere else, or just the littlest things might remind you of what happened in your situation or what you saw. So then this will, again, it will remind you. So it's going to bring back memories, and with these memories come real intense feelings, like you really feel it, and it's emotional and physical. Like, your head might start hurting, you might get really overwhelmed, panic attacks, you might fall into a state of depression from just thinking about the experience or what you witnessed. Symptoms. Now I want y'all to listen carefully, because again, this health topic, I feel like the only thing that I have PTSD from is my car accident in the rain. So what triggers me is people that drive. Like, I don't really trust anybody driving but mine, and it's crazy because I was the one that got in the accident. But like, in a car, it's very triggering. Like, I gotta be on alert, because if it happened to me, it can happen to you while you driving. So look, listen. And crazy again, I'm not the best driver, but I'm not gonna kill you. But for me, I really feel like that's about the only thing. That's about the only thing, but I'm gonna keep moving. So symptoms, and like I was saying, I want y'all to listen very carefully, because where I was going with my last remark was that even though I'm talking about this health topic and it, hardly relates to me, if this relates to you, or if you feel like, this is what I go through, this is for you. This is for you. So symptoms: nightmares or unwanted memories of the trauma. So bad dreams about what you've been through or what you've seen. For example, abuse. You always having nightmares of somebody abusing you, somebody out to get you, somebody coming to get you. Avoiding situations that bring back memories of the trauma. So, for example, I didn't want to drive in the rain for a long time. I was avoidant of that. I didn't want to drive in the rain at all. And if I do, I'm going really slow. Like, I was trying to avoid ever, like, the accident was really bad. Like, I was really messed up. So, I tried my best to not drive in the rain at the time. I can say I'm much better now. I think it happened, 2 years ago? 2 or 3 years ago. I'm not for sure. But it was on Super Bowl Sunday. And baby, I was tore up from the floor up about that one. Thank you, God. Heightened reactions. So the way you react to things might be more noticeable. Like, let's say if I'm not really gonna say her name, but somebody told me that they had PTSD from gunshots. So like, hearing fireworks might make you jump out your chair because you know you have trauma from gunshots, hearing gunshots all the time. And so when you hear fireworks, that might have you running for cover because your reaction to that noise is, because it's about the same type of noise, the reaction from that noise will have you hiding, running to hide. It's heightened. Whereas somebody that doesn't see or feel like gunshots are trauma for them, they will be chilling. You know what I'm saying? They were like, oh, that's just whatever. That might be a gunshot, or there might be some fireworks. I don't know, but whatever. Whereas somebody that has trauma behind gunshots, hearing gunshots, they are going to run for their life because they don't know what it is, but all they know is it sounds like a gun. And they have trauma behind that. So, I'm just giving y'all some examples when I say these symptoms. Anxiety or depressed mood, and I was just speaking on that. Like, again, when you're triggered and those memories come back, for some people you might be anxious, get real anxious, or you might go into depression for a while because it's intense. Those memories, that trigger for you that brought back those memories, are intense to some people. It might not be the same for everybody who struggles with PTSD. It might not be as, it might be mild for other people. Like, it might not be, but yes. Emotional detachment. So, sexual abuse. The PTSD behind sexual abuse might cause you to emotionally detach from other people, even the ones that genuinely love you and that you care about, but you have this trauma within you. Just the touch of the man you love is triggering for you because you have PTSD. So then you emotionally detach yourself from love. So that's another one. Insomnia, which means you cannot sleep. And when I said that one, I kind of think about, war vets, being in the army, combat. A lot of people that have been to war, and a lot of people that are in the army and, whatever, I don't know too much about that stuff. Y'all know I don't speak on stuff I don't know nothing about. But I know for a fact that, people in the army, the veterans, vets, all that stuff, Navy, all that. I think veterans is just the whole name for it. Anyways, they deal with PTSD, probably just as much as, everybody else that deals with PTSD, like with the sexual abuse or physical abuse, other stuff. But yeah, that just made me think of veterans, like insomnia. But it can be for anybody. It's a symptom for anybody, like not being able to sleep. Guilt, guilt is a big one. Depending on the trauma, you might feel guilty. Loneliness. You don't want to be around anybody, probably for your own it's not that you're choosing to be lonely. How about that? You choose, as a person with PTSD, I feel like you probably choose to be lonely. You kind of put yourself in that mindset, like, I'm a lonely person. You know, you make yourself feel like you're a lonely person. And you have that type of mindset where, you know, I'm lonely, I have nobody. Because you're struggling. You're struggling with trauma. And you probably feel like, you know, I don't want to bring nobody into this trauma, into my world. Fear, mistrust, you know, being scared, not trusting anybody, depending on the trauma. Probably don't even trust yourself. Severe anxiety, that's just real bad anxiety. Agitation, irritability, you know, just being one of those people that is quick to be agitated, quick to be irritated off the littlest things. Hostility, you know, being real hostile, real mean to people. Self-destructive behavior. Social isolation. You know, again, like I said, that kind of goes with loneliness. You kind of put yourself in a mindset where people don't want to be around me anyway, you know. So I'm a lonely person. Self-destructive behavior, just going off the wall, haywire, doing all types of crazy stuff to not even want to feel those other symptoms probably that come with PTSD. Trying to numb that pain. So number 3, treatments. So treatments for PTSD are medications and therapy. I feel like y'all know how I am. Like I said, I don't root for medication. But I feel like PTSD is one of those, like, if you really struggle with it really bad, you know, after, of course, being diagnosed, do what you have to do. Even if that means having to take medicine. Do that. Do that. And y'all know already, I'm a big advocate for therapy. So if any of them symptoms, or, you know, if you take the time to go research post-traumatic stress disorder and it fits, and if you can, you know, afford it, if it fits for you, choose therapy. Find somebody to talk to, especially if you have not ever talked to anybody about feeling like you deal with PTSD. Like, definitely go get that help. I feel like a lot of African Americans deal with PTSD, and not from, I mean, even from growing up in the environments that we grown up in. So I feel like a lot of us deal with it. Do not be afraid of wanting to better your health, your mindset, your life. Why struggle with a mental health problem when you can go get the help you need, the support you need? Why would you know that you're dealing with something and you don't take the time to figure out how you can release it from your life? Because it's possible. It's possible to strengthen your mental health problems to where they're not a problem in your life anymore. I might have not dealt with severe depression, but it was there, and I dealt with it. And I still continue to deal with it, even when I did finally stop sleeping so much, and I was still dealing with it though. And when I finally went to therapy and I realized it, I decided right then and there that I wanted to try to work on this without any medicine. I was like, I don't want medicine because I know it probably made me even worse. I don't want to be worse. I don't want to continue to sleep all, like, I don't want to do that. So I was like, let me see if I can, like, in my head, I was like, let me see if this is something that I can be. Being on my life journey has shown me that I don't have to fake it anymore. I don't have to sleep through it anymore. I don't have to numb it anymore. I don't have to use marijuana and alcohol to cope anymore. Or sleep all day. I already said sleep, but sleep was a big thing for me. Like, for me, especially when I moved to Greenville in high school, sleep was my best friend. It was my best friend, and it's how I dealt with my life. sleeping it away. You know what I used to tell myself? When you're sleeping, you're not thinking. Because I mentally wasn't okay. And my mind was everywhere. My thoughts were everywhere. It was too much. So I chose to sleep. So I couldn't think. I didn't want to think. I was tired of thinking. I was tired. And I was tired of thinking and being alone. I was tired of where my mental was. I'm thankful for therapy. Because it allowed me to see that. Because like I said, like I told y'all, I felt like I was depressed and dealing with it. And I know what it looks like. Personally. So like I told y'all, I was like, I don't want to say I'm depressed and that's not it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to put that on myself. But again, the more I talked to my therapist, the more I realized that I was a highly functioning depressed person. And I could have went into a more severe depression. But something allowed me to get up and keep going. Keep going to work. Keep paying my bills. Keep going to school. Something in me would not let me fall. And it had to be God. Like, thank you. Because instead I got up and kept going. But I was not okay inside. I was not happy inside. I just got up and did what I had to do. And I went right back to bed. Smoked my weed. So, again, I'm a huge advocate for therapy, for getting help. Because I'm so much stronger now. Like, I can imagine, like, if I sleep all day, I'm like, oh no. Because it puts me back in mind of where I used to be. So, if it ain't really me trying to rest, and I know, like, I'll catch myself, like, you just sleeping to get through it. I know, because I do actually still have that thought, you know, of where I make myself continuously sleep. But when I recognize it and, you know, I try to, like, oh no. Or like I have my window covered up and, you know, I don't keep it covered up for too long because it be real dark in here. Like this, I don't even see the sun come up. And that gives off depressing vibes for me too. Because, you know, I love being in my room now. But back then, being in my room was my place of solitude, away from the world, and where I could just be in that state of mind of depression for however long I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? It was a sad place for me, whereas now it's a safe place for me. You know, that depressed energy is no longer around when it comes to me being in my room. Number 4, common events that lead to PTSD. Combat exposure, which I really believe is the army and stuff, veterans. Childhood physical abuse. So again, physical abuse is, you know, getting beat on as a child. Not a whipping, but getting your tail beat. And I ain't want to be blunt like that, but really because it's real life and it happens. It happens. Some parents are so angry, and I've never been through it. Thank you, God. You know, my heart goes out to people that have or is going through it now, because I know that people are still so angry and so hurt that they take it out on their children, and that's not okay. And y'all know I love kids. That's not okay. They get so upset with their kids and get angry and they hit them out of nowhere, smack them. That's abuse. Punch them, yell at them, jump at them. That is abuse. That's physical abuse. You are scarring your kids. I believe in discipline over whippings. I believe in actually teaching your child right from wrong and sitting with them when they do wrong and talking to them when they do wrong and, you know, avoiding having to spank them, whip them. But I'm not against it. But what I am against is physical abuse, because there's a line, there's a difference. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest, you know, I done got my tail whooped. It ain't nothing with, I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with a good old whipping to the butt, to the behind. But when you punching your kid and they just 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it really don't matter how old they are. You should never physically abuse your children. Never. Because they grow up and they have PTSD. They're scared. They don't trust people. Somebody reach out for them, they flinching. Sexual violence. Again, that's never happened to me. And I'm grateful. But my heart goes out to people that have. Especially as a young child. Being sexually abused at a young age. That's not okay. Sorry if anybody ever has to go through anything growing up that, you know, that's hitting right now. Like, that's not okay. Whether you know them or you did not know them, no matter how old you are. None of that stuff. Getting beat on, getting hit. Even at this big old age of 25, I've never been in an abusive relationship. But in high school, one of my exes was kind of a bully. Like, one time, like, they even pulled my braid out of my scalp. Like, just pulled it out of my scalp. Like, or just, like, do little, like, just hit me. And I think it was, like, not, like, hit me, but, like, it was, I guess you could say, like, it wasn't, like, extreme abuse, but it was little stuff, like, little stuff that I shouldn't have allowed anyway. But, like, not slapping, punching, or anything. Just, like, little dumb stuff. Like, why would you pull my braid out of my hair? Like, what did you do? Like, out my scalp. Just little stuff, for real. But still, that's not okay either. But, for example, let's just say at 25, I got into a relationship right now with somebody, and they were physically abusing me. Or, at 25, I don't want to speak on it. Sorry, I'm not trying to speak on it, but an example, like, even at an older age, those things can still happen to you, and they can still cause PTSD. Like, let's say you get out of that situation, or, you know, after a night out, and, you know, something happens to you, and, you know, you go through the ordeal, like sexual abuse, you know, like rape, and you get through that, but you're going to have PTSD, even at the big old age, and it's not okay for anybody, is what I'm trying to get across. Like, we don't live in a perfect world, so it's going to happen. No matter what I say, it happens. But this is why I'm speaking on this, because this is how you get through it, by getting help. Even at this big old age, if something like that happens and you recognize that I'm going through post-traumatic stress disorder, go get help. Go to therapy, because you can work through it. And you never have to do it alone. I'm here for you guys always. Physical assault. So, I would say, you know, that's kind of more so like, you know, since they already said childhood physical abuse, physical assault, I guess, would be like just somebody hitting you. Being threatened with a weapon. So, you know, again, it's giving me relationship vibes. You know, you're dating somebody and they're threatening you, threatening to kill you. They have a gun, they're trying to, like, stuff like that. Or even, like, maybe that might happen with a parent. It's crazy out here. You never know. Somebody threatening you with a weapon. So every time you, even in safety, you can't even go to a gun range, because that triggers you. It brings back memories for you. You can't be around people with guns, because it triggers you that 2 years ago somebody put a gun to your face and said they were going to kill you. You know? An accident. Like I said, that's really the only one I think for me. Accidents can be very traumatic and terrifying. So if you deal with PTSD from an accident and you don't and you've never recognized it, but you know you can relate to some of the symptoms, and you feel like you might need to work through that, because it's okay. You might need to work through those feelings, because it might be affecting you in ways that you know, that you can't go on with your day-to-day life, or, you know, you can't do certain things because it affects you. That accident affects you. Again, like I said, I did not drive in rain unless I really had to, and I really went slow. I was not playing. It scarred me, and I still don't play about rain to this day. Shoot, I be careful. Do not play. So, those are all common events that lead to PTSD. If any of those things sound familiar, symptoms, y'all, seek help if you can, and if you cannot, I'm always here to talk. You can work through it until you can get some help. And you might work through it to the point where you don't need to go get any help. But it's possible. But again, everybody is different. So if it's deeper for you, if it's way down on the deep end for you, I definitely suggest therapy and figure out if you do need medication. Hopefully not, though. Number 5, increases risk of other mental health problems. So it's an onset, like it brings on other problems such as depression and anxiety, drug and alcohol abuse, eating disorders, suicidal thoughts and actions. You won't just deal with PTSD at that point, you know, especially if it's worse for you, if it's bad for you. Not only do you have PTSD, but again, things that trigger you, that brings back those memories, can cause you into a world of depression. So now you're depressed and you're dealing with PTSD. It can get you real anxious. So now you're anxious and you have PTSD. Drug and alcohol abuse. And this is giving me, as I was saying, in this big old age, things like this could still happen. I'm sorry that it has to happen, but that's life and that's the world we live in. I really wish it was a better place, just sitting here talking about this. But let's say you get raped at a big old age, and you know, you cope with it by yourself. You know, nobody knows. You haven't told anybody. Because a lot of people don't say anything. A lot of people don't say anything. A lot of people feel like they can't. Or a lot of people feel like, you know, what the police gonna do, you know? So then you have to deal with it alone. So now you're starting to show signs of PTSD because you're scared. You don't want to go out anywhere no more. You don't want to date. You're detaching yourself from other people. You having nightmares, unwanted thoughts, unwanted memories. So now, guess what? You smoking and drinking to numb the pain, to numb the loneliness, to get rid of the unwanted thoughts and memories. So now that's how you cope. So that's another problem that you have. Eating disorder. Again, with the same example, you might stop eating. Or you might purge. You might eat and then throw up. You know what I'm saying? Throw up your food. Suicidal thoughts and actions. Again, same example. You feel alone. You feel guilt within yourself. Why did I wear that? I should never went. I can't talk to nobody. I don't have anybody. I might as well take my life. Nobody loves me. You know what I'm saying? That's suicidal thoughts. So now, not only do you have PTSD, but now you want to not live your life anymore. And truthfully, this is a good one because I wouldn't want that for nobody. Nobody. So seriously, seek the help you need to become mentally stronger and mentally better. So how to cope and get support. And y'all, I'm kind of feeling a little better. I don't know. I'm tired. And that's probably what it is. I'm probably just tired. But we almost finished. How to cope and get support. Follow through with treatment plans. Basically, if you do decide to ever, you know, get help with any mental problem, mental issue, mental health, follow through with the plans that you have regarding therapy. Go to every session. If you end up seeing a psychiatrist and you get really diagnosed, I think they are the ones that truly diagnose the issue. I think your therapist will probably help you recognize and help you figure out what's going on. And if they feel like, you know, it might be deeper and it sounded like, you know, depression, anxiety, PTSD, I think then they try to get you to the next higher level of help, which I believe is a psychiatrist. And so if you are prescribed for medicine and that's what you want to do for yourself to help yourself, then follow through. Really stick it out and be committed, because it's a part of you growing and changing and developing and becoming better, especially mentally and emotionally. So follow through with therapy, follow through with medication. Learn about PTSD. Knowledge is key. Knowledge is key. Learn more about what PTSD is. When you learn more, when you research more, and you know what you're really dealing with, besides, a therapist or medication, then you can find ways that tailor to you and your journey. You can find ways to coping strategies. You'll be able to find ways that work for you to get through it. So for example, if some coping strategies for PTSD is to take a walk, journal, etc., then you sit back and you think and you say, okay, well, I don't have time to take walks, but I do have time to sit and journal. That'll be a coping strategy for you to get through your PTSD. So knowledge is key. Learning more about what you can do, and then picking through the things and picking out the things that fit you to get through the mental issue, the mental health problem. Don't self-medicate drugs and alcohol. When you know what you're dealing with, and for me, I did not know I was dealing with depression. It kind of felt like it, but I wasn't for sure. All I know is when I lit that blunt, baby, I did not care. When I lit it, I was 19. I was going into my sophomore year of college, and I was dealing with a breakup, and I was feeling alone, and going out a lot and stuff, just trying to fill that void, because I'm gonna be truthful and say, like, I thought I had found my forever. Like, I was all in, so to lose somebody that you didn't think you would ever lose, that kind of has a huge toll on you, especially in a way that things happen. And so I was trying to fill a void because I was really hurting, and I couldn't really speak on that. But then like I said, going to school, working. When I first started smoking, it was kind of like, okay, this makes me, I don't know, gotta take it slow, not too fast, you know what I'm saying? But when everything was hitting me at once, as the fall continued, because my birthday was in June, and I'm working till 3 a.m, going to school, got so much going on, still feeling that pain, that loss. And smoking, by then, it had got easier. And by then, sitting up in my bed, just going through my head about my life and just looking at what's going on, and just hitting it and going numb and just in a whole different, like, I'm just happy, smiling, don't care, I ain't thinking about nothing, It was then that I realized that I could use this to cope. That I could say the words, I need a blunt. Get irritated, get mad, going through some stuff, I need a blunt. You know what I'm saying? So at that time, I didn't realize I was self-medicating. And I've been drinking alcohol since 13. I've been drinking since 13. So I'm about sick of it, though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm about off of it. I ain't lying. I'm at 25, and I don't see me even doing too much at all anymore in life. But I didn't really drink a lot. But when I got the chance, anytime as a teenager, I really did, drink. I would say when I moved to Columbia, it wasn't that deep, but we had some times there. But yeah, I would say I kind of slowed down when I did leave Edenton, but picked it back up in college. Senior year, definitely. College, yeah. I wouldn't say alcohol is a self-medicating thing for me when it comes to what I go through. But sometimes it can be. But I feel like it's not as much as marijuana is to me. I definitely use marijuana to cope, self-medicate. And at the time, I didn't realize that I was. Like, I knew that it was helping, but I didn't know what it was helping. But because I didn't know that I was going through depression. But I was able to recognize that it really wasn't helping me at all. Like, I flunked out of school because I wanted to get high and sleep all day. You know, because at that time, I felt good. I was numb to a lot. I didn't care. I promise you. And that's why I flunked out of school, because I didn't no longer care about nothing. I didn't care. I was like, forget it. Y'all can have this. I don't want it. Like, I don't want to deal with all this. You can have it. I just want to smoke my weed and sleep. Like, that's it. I just want to sleep my life away until it's over. You know what I'm saying? So I look back now, and again before this, and know for a fact that I was self-medicating. And when you look back, and as I look back, I know for a fact that that shouldn't have been an option, because it didn't do nothing but make everything worse. It didn't do anything but make life worse for me. Because again, I flunked out of school, and I've been doing appeal letters ever since. And again, in 2020, I went back to my old ways. And I was drinking to self-medicate then in 2020. COVID, Henny after Henny on Henny. Dealing with the same person again from high school. So that's when I knew I was in a cycle. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was like, that's how, you know, that was a self-realization time for me again too. But I came up out of that quick. Like, But I was self-medicating again because I was dealing with some of the same stuff that I was dealing with, especially as far as that person. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, at times, alcohol is a self-medication for me, but it's not as bad as, you know, marijuana is. But I'm so glad that now, like, I've slowed down on marijuana very well, you know, and I told myself, like, I don't have anything. Like, I don't need to cope. I'm good. You know, it's relaxation only these days. Like, just relax. Take a deep breath, relax. That's it. I'm not using it to numb or, again, self-medicate. But looking back, it didn't help me at all. It just only helped me become numb and to continue to hold in hurt and pain and failure and defeat. You know, it only brought me down. So, I agree. Do not self-medicate when you're dealing with stuff. And again, at the time, I didn't know I was depressed. I didn't want to speak that on me. But when I realized I was, you know, I was like, dang, you know, I really was. But I really been dealing with it all my life. Again, I didn't know as a teen that I was dealing with depression until my self journey, when I was able to reflect and look back, and, you know, therapy, I realized what depression was, and I'm like, yeah, that was me. I fit though, you know, I fit those characteristics of a depressed person. So, but I didn't self-medicate as a teen. I didn't start self-medicating until college, when I fell back into that depressive state. I feel like it never left, but it kind of got real fall of 2016. But yeah, don't self-medicate. Don't use other things to cope. It's only going to make it worse. Break the cycle. Refocus by walking or doing a hobby when anxious. So, when something triggers you, when something triggers that experience that you went through, or that thing that you witnessed that left you traumatized, basically, go take a walk. Do something really quick. Like, let me go take a walk. Or let me work on this project I got going on. Or let me work on some homework. Or let me read a book. Do something really fast to get your mind off of it, so that it won't come all hitting you at once, that intense feeling of those memories. Like, you might think about it because you just got triggered, but very quickly try to do something. I wouldn't suggest change your thoughts, because that works. Like, I've been trying to do that a little bit more. You know, a negative thought come in, I try to quickly think of something positive or focus on something that I want in my future, that I desire. But for PTSD, I definitely feel like the fact that since you're triggered and the memories come back to you all like out of nowhere all of a sudden, and you react, or, you know, something, just really try to get up and do something. I suggest movement rather than trying to switch your thought around. I suggest you get up and move, or you read a book, or you start working on something. That's what I suggest for PTSD. Seriously. So that's breaking the cycle. Every time that you get triggered and traumatized again, do something really fast, and every time it's going to get easier. Go do something that's going to quickly take your mind off it, and I feel like it'll get easier every time. Stay connected. Spend time with people that support and care genuinely. You don't have to talk. Just be fully present and enjoy. So, especially if you've been dealing with it for years, I definitely think, especially these are for people that, are aware of the fact they have PTSD. And you don't want to get help, or, you can't afford help, or, you never thought about it, or however it looks for you. Definitely just always try to be around. Don't like being alone when you're struggling mentally is not good. It's not healthy because it only makes it worse. I feel like that's another way to fall into depression. So definitely just stay connected with people that genuinely care about you. Like, just be around them. Like, just get up and say, my boy, I'm about to come over. Hey friend, I'm like, my sister, when I have panic attacks, I would just call her. Although I told her, like, it's happening. Even if I just call her and talk to her without even saying anything, and really I didn't. I just told her I was having a panic attack. I could have went into deep detail about why, or what I just did, or what happened, or what could have triggered my anxiety attack. But instead, I didn't talk about it. She didn't ask about it. We just had a conversation. What you doing? And it just went from there. Or I'm like, I need to talk to you. It's happening. Find those people in your life that do that for you, that you don't even have to speak or say what's wrong. They just gonna be there, and they just care. And then y'all just play cards, or y'all just talk, play Uno, go for a walk, sit in the car, listen to music, have a cookout. I don't know, but just genuinely do something where you're connected to other people and your mind isn't on the things that are triggering you, that are triggering those memories, that are bringing on those intense feelings. And this is actually long because I already looked, so I'm trying to hurry up. Consider finding a support group. And this is the one, when I read it, I was like, man, black people ain't gonna get no support group. But hey, you like I said in my last video, you never know what's around in your town, in your city. I feel like this is a very important strategy for people that can't or don't want to lean on friends or family, people that they know. Because I get it. Like I told y'all. I get it. Like I told y'all. That's why I went to therapy. I never felt like I could talk to anybody. So for my own sanity, I had to talk to somebody. So I decided to try therapy and loved it. I have not tried any support groups or anything like that. Because I can't, there's nothing I feel like I need to go to a support group for. But if I did, I would. Especially now where I'm at in my life. Seriously. Because I'm more open to things like that. I'm more open to community. I'm more open to like-minded people like me, or people that's going through the same things as me, or the people that are in the same place of life as me, because you can learn and lean on and help each other. Especially people you do not know. People that you do not know are more genuinely and more helpful and more caring, I lie to you not, than people that you know. Like I told y'all, I'm in 3 communities, all thanks to Tatiana Horton, and it all deals with the Bible, it all deals with God. I don't know majority of the females in this, and it's a couple of males in Tatiana's. I don't know majority of these people, but when I tell you, they have gave me so much encouragement on my journey, especially with my relationship with God, that people I know would never do, not even just randomly, would say anything or support me. People I've known all my life, you know what I'm saying? People I don't know, just met this year, 2-3 months ago, encourage me on a daily, show love to me on a daily, will pray for me if I needed to. Somebody just texted me this morning, she was like, I'm thinking about you, need me to pray. I haven't texted her back yet, but I am going to text her back later when I get off. But I'm just saying, like, you never know. It's normally people that you do not know, and there's nothing wrong with finding a new community of people to help you get through life. Again, find whatever tailors to you and your journey. It does not have to look like anybody else's. It's your life. And who cares what people think? Opinions are just that, opinions. You want to be better. You want to be healthy. So you go seek that out. You do what you got to do for you. Because that's all that matters. Those people that do not want best for you should not even be in your life. So allow them to stay right there. Because again, sooner or later, they're going to be asking how. I'm always say that. They're going to be asking how. What did you do? And you're going to say, I chose me. I chose to be better. I chose to do it differently. I chose to rise above all the BS. I chose to rise above culture and what they think. Who cares what these people think? Y'all don't even know half these people and y'all care what they think. Or y'all following behind them. Idolizing them. You know, y'all don't even know them. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to go ahead and end this because I know it's long. And I really didn't expect it to be long, being that this topic does not relate to me in such a heavy way. But I enjoyed talking about it. I feel like it's a very good video. I really did enjoy giving y'all this information. The website, my reference, will be in the description box if you want to go check it out. And maybe it might lead you to some more stuff. Great. Happy for you. I hope you guys have had a great Friday. I love you guys. Be great. Be blessed. Stay safe. Enjoy your night. Stay beautiful.